Hello, hello. Are you guys ready to get started? My name is Afton Porter. I am a fashion stylist based in Phoenix, Arizona. I am the founder and CEO of Style Guide Society. We offer high-level styling for successful businesswomen and coaching for aspiring fashion stylists. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about confidence. I get this all the time, and this is a super important topic. And really, ladies, it doesn't matter whether you are a young girl trying to, go through all of the things that we go through when we're young, or we're older, 40, 50, 60, you guys were still that same young girl trying to get through life and do the things that we feel called to do with confidence. And, it just doesn't change. And I know some people seem like they have more confidence than others. And we might catch ourselves saying, oh, that it's easy for them to feel confident because, you fill in the blank. Or they've always been confident. They've been born confident. But ladies, the truth is, and this is what I want to present to you today, is that confidence is a muscle that we have to strengthen and work at and get better and better and better. And somebody who might appear more confident just has learned to, and naturally, some people are naturally better at some things than others, and some people may naturally have more confidence. But that doesn't mean that you can't either. And the way that I'm going to talk about confidence today is going to relate to our clothing. As a fashion stylist, I recognize that we have relationships. You have a relationship with food. We have relationships with money. We have relationships with our, people around us, and we have a relationship with our clothing. Sometimes this gets a bad rap. Sometimes people have an unhealthy relationship with clothes. And some people have a good relationship with clothes, and they don't understand, well, why are people saying that about clothing? I'm just going to show to you two sides of that. And if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you guys are watching it from. But okay, so a healthy relationship with clothing looks like how when I love this study that's done, and a group of people were told to put on this doctor's coat, and they were given a test, and they scored higher on the test than the people who were given the painter's coat. The painter's coat group did not as well as the painter's coat or as the doctor's coat. When we wear, because they all have this idea, the knowledge, the brain, the intelligence, the education that doctors had tied to the doctor's coat. So when we put on clothing that we feel like is going to fit into our lifestyle, we have this idea in our mind about these different clothes that we put on. When we put those on and we have a healthy relationship with clothing, you guys, that's going to amplify the things that we're already thinking and feeling. And that is going to help catapult us to our goals and our dreams and help us live our life at a higher level just by putting it on, because our brains are going to operate at a higher level. It's going to kick in. We're not having to think or do anything more, just like those people that took the test. They weren't having to think or work harder on that test to score better. They just scored better because their brains were doing the work. Okay, when we have a healthy relationship with clothing, our brains are kicking in, and we're going to amplify, and we're going to hit this higher level. We're going to be living at our highest life. We're going to be going towards our goals. Okay, that's what a healthy relationship with clothing looks like. When we have an unhealthy relationship with clothing, it's going to look different. So maybe we aren't feeling very good about ourselves and we think, okay, I'm going to go buy this dress because it costs this much and it's going to make me feel better. Or I'm going to carry around this specific purse because it's, you know, everybody knows that it's a high designer, high end purse, and I'm going to wear that and it's going to make me feel better because I think that other people are going to think differently about me if I wear this, carry this purse. People are going to think different about me if I put on, you know, buy these, if I spend all this money on all these things, that's going to add value to me. Okay. That is an unhealthy relationship. What happens when we do that, when we're trying to add on, I'm not saying anything bad about those high-end purses or dresses. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when we put those on to add value to who we think we are, that's going to amplify the negative feelings that we feel inside. When we put that on temporarily, we may, because our confidence really is a feeling, right? So temporarily, while we have that on, we're going to have this feeling that of this added value. But what it ends up doing is it amplifies the negative feelings that we have about ourselves. And inside, what, you know, even after we've taken it off, we think we have to buy more, or we think they don't really like me because you're covering up who you are. When you're putting on clothes in a healthy relationship, you're really bringing out who you are. It doesn't matter how much you pay for it. It doesn't matter what brand it is, but when you put it on and you have a healthy relationship, you're going to be amplifying who you are inside. And when you have an unhealthy relationship, you are covering up. And when it comes to taking that off, you feel more empty, more unworthy. Okay. And these are all feelings that is none of us should be feeling. Okay. I don't want any, especially inside my group, I do not want you feeling those feelings at all, or inadequate. I don't want you to be thinking that you should be this or should be that, whatever your shoulds are that you put on yourself. And what it comes down to is confidence is a feeling that we bring on. So whether or not I feel confident in when I walk out my door, it's how I feel, right? So what affects my feelings? And sometimes we might say, oh, when you put on that expensive purse, that expensive shirt or whatever, then you're going to feel a certain way. And that's not true confidence. And that's why it magnifies the negative feelings that you already have. But really, confidence inside of us is a feeling. It's a feeling that we can trust that no matter what happens, we're going to be okay. We're not going to die. Our brains kind of are very primitive. And we have this idea that so if I asked you to join this live with me right now, how would you feel? Would you feel comfortable just hopping on? Or would you feel like, oh, I don't know what I would say. I don't know. I haven't done my hair. I don't have any makeup on. Just threw a whatever. I don't know what's going on. But there's all these different thoughts that go into our minds that affect how confident we feel. And so before you buy anything else to add to your wardrobe, before you buy anything else, I really want you to go through this really simple exercise, just the beginning, just to kind of retrains our brain. So confidence is really, right, how much we feel, whether we feel confident about ourselves or an ability that we have, has to do with what we think about it. Sometimes we have a lot of experience in something. When I used to get on these live videos, I would be nervous. And for a long time, I wouldn't do them. Then as I've gotten a little bit more, experience doing it, then I got a little bit more confident and a little bit more confident. And now I am not nervous at all when I go live to talk to you guys, just because I've had all this experience. And that is one way to build your confidence, is just to go and do it. Even though you're scared, you just do it anyway, and you just practice and practice and practice and build up that confidence. But sometimes we want to have that confidence as if as if you've done it before, and you have the confidence, but you haven't, right? And it's all in your mind, and training your mind in being okay. So if you go and do that live, if I pull you up here, we feel like we're going to die. We feel like it'll be the most embarrassing thing and we're going to die. But that's just our brains trying to protect us. It's trying to protect us from everything else. And when you just go and do it, go and try something, then you get more confidence in it. But we just need to replace those negative thoughts and practice replacing those negative thoughts over and over again. And that will give us the self-confidence to try new things. But today I just kind of want to talk about, instead of like going and trying to do new things, I just want us to be confident and love being who we are, and just enjoy ourselves, and not having to add value to who we are. That just knowing that we are valuable and we can enjoy whatever body shape we are right now, whatever age we happen to be. If you think that you've already passed that perfect age, or you feel like your body is changing, it's not how you would like it to be, I want you to enjoy and appreciate and love yourself where you are. And then that will help you to enjoy and appreciate everything else. And then you could still look at, if you try to imagine someone like that, you think, oh, I would love to trade places with them, or I would love to be them for a little bit. Chances are, if you got inside their head, they have their insecurities. They have their things that they don't like about their body. They have their hard times. It just looks different than each other's hard looks different, but it's still our hard. And being somebody else isn't any better than being who you are. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and created exactly how you were supposed to be created. And we need to appreciate that. We need to appreciate where we are, and that will help us to move forward with confidence. Let me think really quick. So when we are using this for building our wardrobe and getting dressed in the morning, and I really want us to take advantage of that superpower. So we're not going to add any clothes to add value to us. We're just going to add our clothing that we are going to put on each day to amplify the goodness that's inside of us. So I want you to do this exercise. I want you to write down all the negative thoughts, because we all have them. No matter who you are, I know we all have our negative thoughts that we tell ourselves. We should be better at this. At this age, you expected to be someplace else. Or maybe you expected to be married or not divorced, or you expected to be further on in your career, or you don't like, your weight. You don't like some decisions maybe that your kids are making. Whatever it is, get all those negative thoughts specifically about yourself that you feel like that are holding you back from appreciating you and who you are. And just basically that's holding you back from appreciating you and who you are. Get all of those out. Like, get one of these Just fill up a whole piece of paper, a whole 8 by 11, and fill it all out. And just keep writing and keep writing. And if you think you're like, I haven't filled it up, but I can't think of anymore, just fill them all up, and then take it, rip it up, and you're going to throw it away. And then we're going to write down some things, and then you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to fill up that piece of paper, and you're going to write down all the good things about you right now. Yes, you probably have some goals in your life. Yes, maybe you want to make some changes, but right now you're going to write down what you appreciate about you, not what other people appreciate you. And think of it as a way that if you could talk to yourself, like what you would say to your best friend, what you would say to your daughter if she was in the same situation as you. I want you to write those down. Excuse me. Write those down and keep that list. That's what we're going to be working on this week. I know it sounds so simple. It may have been something that you've done before, but it's time to do it again. And when we get dressed this week, I want you to be thinking, am I adding this to myself? Am I adding this to add value to myself, or am I adding this because this feels true to me? This is something that looks good on me. It's my style. It's my personality. It fits in with my life. And this is me. Okay. So we're not getting dressed to add value. We're getting dressed to show who we are and maybe the brand image that you're wanting to portray for your business. You're going to get dressed to show who you are. Okay. I want you to just make it a little note of that this week. So you have 3 assignments. 1, to write down all your negative thoughts, and then you're going to throw them away. 2, write down all the positive things about you and your body and what it does for you, as if you were going to be talking to your daughter, okay, or your best friend. 3, you're going to pay attention to when you're getting dressed and see if you have a healthy relationship or this is something that you need to work on. Being aware of this is 100% going to make a difference. So this is how we're going to start. This is like the foundation, the building blocks of your confidence, where we're going to build from. We're going to work on our thoughts. We're going to work on how we feel, because what is confidence? Confidence is a feeling, and it's a muscle that we can practice over and over and get better and better at, to be able to do the things that we feel called to do in this world, so that we can make impact and make a difference and live a life of purpose that we are really being called to do. So hopefully that is helpful. Comment below and let me know what one you are going to work on specifically this week. And I wish you a great week. And hopefully this helped you to dress well for your life. I hope you have a good night.